Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Salma Aziza, with the number is 205-247, and I'm from TBG Class B. In this video, I will summarize all of the materials that we have learned in the methodology of Islamic Studies course from meeting 1 until meeting 12. This presentation aims to explain the main ideas of every meeting in a simple and clear way. I hope this summary can help us understand the course better and review the important concept that we have learned throughout the semester. Okay, now let's begin with meeting 1. Okay, meeting 1, Introduction to Methodology of Islamic Studies. In our first meeting, we learned that Islamic studies is not only about learning the Quran, Hadith, or Islamic law. It is also a scientific way to understand Islam deeply and systematically. We learn to approach the normative approach and the normative approach, which focus on the Quran and Hadith, and then the historical approach, which explains how Muslims practice Islam in real life. Finally, we learn that methodology is important because it helps us understand Islam correctly and prevents misunderstandings. And then meeting 2, about the growth of Islam. In this meeting, we learned that Islam grew gradually from a small community into a worldwide religion. Prophet Muhammad first spread Islam secretly because many people in Mecca reject his message. We also learned that good character, such as honesty and kindness, was one of the main reasons many people accepted Islam. And then today, technology makes learning Islam easier, but we should always check whether the information comes from a reliable source. And then meeting 3, about religion in human life. Religion is an important part of human life because everyone naturally seeks guidance and hope, especially during difficult times. We learn that religion has four main functions. It teaches moral values, provides guidance for daily life, helps maintain social order, and gives people peace of mind. Therefore, religion benefits both individuals and society. And then meeting 4, about characteristics and dimensions of Islamic teachings. In this meeting, we discussed the main characteristics of Islam, like including akidah, ibadah, and akhlak. Akidah is our belief in Allah. Ibadah includes both special worship like prayer and fasting, and everyday activities done with sincere intentions. And then akhlak is refers to good character, which is very important in Islam. We also learn that Islam value education, social responsibility, and then honesty in business, and justice in leadership. These teachings help Muslims become better individuals. And then meeting 5, about Islam as a cultural phenomenon. We learn that Islam is not only a religion but also influenced culture and daily life. As Islam spread to different countries, it interacted with local traditions without changing its main teachings. In Indonesia, traditions such as Maulid, Tahlil, Halal Bihalal, or others are examples of Islamic culture. However, every tradition must still follow the teachings of the Quran and Hadith. And then meeting 6, about methods in Islamic studies. This meeting explained that studying Islam requires proper methods. We should not understand Islamic teachings from only one verse or one opinion. Instead, we need to consider history, social context, and the explanations of scholars. Using the correct method helps us understand Islam more accurately and think critically about modern issues. And then meeting 7, about models of tafsir research. Tafsir research helps Muslim understand the meaning of the Quran correctly and apply it to modern life. Although the Quran never changes, new problems continue to appear. Therefore, scholars use different methods of tafsir depending on the topic being studied. This research helps Muslim understand Allah and then guidance more deeply and apply it in today's world. And then meeting 8, about models of hadith research. In this meeting, we learned that hadith is the second source of Islamic teachings after the Quran. Before using a hadith, scholars examine its sanad or chain of narrators, and its matan or content. This process helps identify authentic and weak hadiths. Today, this research is especially important because many hadiths are shared online without a reliable reference. And then meeting 9 about Islam in the era of globalization. Globalization has changed the way Muslims learn and practice Islam. Technology allows us to access Islamic knowledge through online class, mobile apps, and social media. However, it also increases the spread of false information. Therefore, Muslims should use technology wisely, verify information carefully, and continue following the teachings of the Quran and Hadith. And then meeting 10 about Ijtihad, a source and method of Islamic studies. Ijtihad is the effort of qualified scholars to solve new problems that are not directly explained in the Quran or Hadith. Example including digital banking or AI or artificial intelligence and environmental issues. Only scholars with deep Islamic knowledge can perform ijtihad. This shows that Islam is able to respond to modern challenges while maintaining its fundamental principles. And then meeting 11 about areas of Islamic studies. Islamic studies is developed differently around the world. In Western countries, it often focus on academic and historical research. In Muslim countries, it emphasizes preserving Islamic teachings. In Indonesia, Islamic studies combines Islamic values with local culture while promoting moderation, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence. Although the approach different, they all aim to understand Islam better. And then meeting 12 about contemporary dynamics of Islam. In the final meeting, we learned that Islam continues to develop alongside change in society. Muslims face challenges such as globalization, technology, and social change. Therefore, they need to understand Islam in a broader and more contextual way without leaving its core teachings. We also learned the importance of religious moderation, tolerance, and rejecting violence so that Islam remains a religion of peace and mercy. Okay, overall conclusion, after learning all 12 meetings, I understand that methodology of Islamic studies is not only about studying religious texts but also about understanding Islam scientifically, critically, and comprehensively. Throughout this course, we learn how Islam developed throughout history, how religion influenced human life, and how Islamic teachings can be studied using different methods and approach. We also learned the importance of research on the Quran and Hadith, the role of ijtihad in solving modern problems, and the challenges Muslims face in today's global world. Overall, every topic is connected and help us understand Islam from different perspectives while remaining faithful to its main teachings. And then personally, this course has changed the way I understand Islam. Before taking this course, I thought studying Islam was mainly about learning religious rules. Now I realize that Islamic studies is much broader. It teaches us to think critically, understand different perspectives, and appreciate the relationship between religion, history, society, and culture. I also learned that as Muslim, we should not accept information blindly. Instead, we should verify information, learn from reliable source, and continue improving our knowledge. I believe the knowledge from this course will help me become a better student, a more responsible Muslim, and in the future, a better English teacher who can promote understanding, respect, and tolerance. Okay, that is the summary of all the materials from meeting 1 until meeting 12 in the methodology of Islamic studies course. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this video is useful and helps us remember important concepts that we have learned throughout this semester. If there are any mistake in my video, I'm sorry, and I would be grateful for any suggestion or corrections. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.